Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news there was for the week October 2nd to October 8th, 2009. FirstShowing.net sat down with director James McTeague and asked him to confirm or deny his involvement with the new Superman movie and elaborate on his ideas if he was to be involved. He said, "I think that Superman is probably ripe for a bit of a change-up. I think society has changed around the core idea of what Superman was." In TV news, Peter McDermott has updated our Smallville episode guide with his summary of the most recent Season 9 episode, Metallo, while Neal Bailey and Douglas Trumbull have written their reviews for this same episode, with Doug giving it a 5 out of 5 and Neal not liking it as much, giving it a 2 out of 5. The third episode of Season 9 of Smallville is scheduled to air in the US at 8 PM on Friday, October 9th. Titled Rabid, in this episode Lois is infected by a zombie plague unleashed on the city by Zod. Its cure lies in the blood of a Kryptonian, and Chloe begs Clark to help, even though he would risk revealing his identity to Zod. TVGuide.com published an interview with Brian Austin Green to ask him about his role in Smallville as John Corwin, aka Metallo. As to what Zod's involvement is in creating Metallo, Green said, "I have no idea. I don't know who's responsible for it completely. There's been a bit of a tease that he was involved, but I don't know for sure." The CW released the official spoiler-filled description for the 5th episode of Season 9 of Smallville. Titled Roulette, this episode sees a DC Comics character by the same name appear on the show for the first time. This episode is scheduled to air on Friday, October 23rd. On January 5th, 2010, Warner Home Video will release the Super Friends 1973 to 1974 Season 1 Volume 1 on DVD. From the creative team of William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, this 2-disc 8-episode collection features the first animated adventures of the prolific Super Friends legacy. The DVD set will also include over 20 minutes of bonus content, complete with extra footage and an interactive trivia game. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing episodes of the 1950s Adventures of Superman TV series. Check out his review of The Stolen Costume, in which a crook finds Superman's costume in Clark's apartment and tries to blackmail him. In comic book news, Newsarama's 10 Answers and a Question with Dan Didio has Dan answering a question about Superman comics and Superman's standing in the DC universe. He said, "Superman, come the new year, will be returning to a level of prominence in the DC universe following his adventures on New Krypton, and then you'll see some of the ramifications from that." There was just the one Superman comic book to review this week, and it was Superman 692, which was reviewed by Neal Bailey, who gave it a 2 out of 5, saying, "This was at best chaotic and at worst unbridled nothing." Superman comic shipping this week from October 7th include Justice League Cry for Justice number 4, Strange Adventures number 8, Superman World of New Krypton number 8, also available in an alternate cover, and JLA Mini Neon Sign US version. Superman and other superheroes are the focus of an art exhibition currently on display at the Jordan Schnitzer Museum of Art in Oregon. Faster Than a Speeding Bullet, The Art of the Superhero runs through January 3rd at the Schnitzer on the University of Oregon campus. The exhibition features more than 150 pages of superhero comic art from the 1940s to the present, including a rare copy of Action Comics number 1. Jerry Siegel's widow, Joanne Siegel, has been nominated for the prestigious Woman of Distinction Award by the Friends of Lulu. The Woman of Distinction category is for women who work in the comic industry in non-creative roles. Voting ends on Monday, October 19th and is open to the public, so get voting. Entertainment Earth is now taking pre-orders for Mattel's DC Universe World's Greatest Superheroes Wave 1 action figures, due for release in March 2010. Each individually packaged figure stands 8 inches tall in classic Mego-style packaging. And that's all the Superman-related news there was for the week October 2nd to October 8th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
World of New Krypton, are you reading it? If not, why not? Because it's pretty good. I'm actually so surprised that this turned out to be the best book of the year for me. Because of the fact that I was just thinking that the main books would be where all the focus was. Given that there were characters missing, and yet this seems to be what's drawing my attention. I don't even think it's because of the fact that Superman's in it and Superman's not in the other books. I think it's because of the intrigue involved with General Zod. They've finally taken General Zod and turned him from a guy who appears out of nowhere as a big surprise and says, "I am Zodula Neal!" And that's like his whole thing. He's like, "I'm Zodula Neal! And by the way, I'm Russian." Or, "I am Zodula Neal! Oh no, I'm being executed!" Anyway. But the bottom line is now General Zod is kind of this rational figure that has a motivation that makes sense, and he's putting Superman through the ringer in ways that he never could when he was just another Kryptonian who's just as strong as Superman. I mean, he bloody just gave Superman command of New Krypton and this horrible, horrible responsibility. I think that's pretty cool, and I'm really, really interested to see where they go with it.
Bailey Planet is sponsored by Gibbo.